Okay, hello, we are now live and streaming. Let me just check my YouTube. It says receiving my content. So welcome everyone to the POOPDECK podcast, as named by Beef, because Beef likes to name it.
You got multiple names, you chose I was totally down for the Skye-pirates then.
We've still got featuring the Skye-pirates, so that's fine. Everything is fine. How are you? So today we are here we have Beef. Say hi, Beef.
Hi, Beef.
So, how are you?
We have Lily, aka Weeby.
Hello.
I'm really close to my mic. Let's move that back a bit. We have Tread, who may be AFK right now.
Hi.
Oh no, he's not AFK, he's here. Okay. And we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy today. Mainly the live letter content and the patch stuff. So, patch 4.2. Beef, you start, go.
I start? I'm
Yeah.
gonna start. Last changes, how the only LADP is changed is somebody else. That's what I was gonna talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Price not being changed, ninjas not being changed, moves not being changed, and monks. And with the monk buffs, you, like the numbers, a monk does more damage DPS than a samurai now.
But it's okay. You know why, Beef? You know why it's okay?
Why is it okay?
It's okay because I wanted to play Monk anyway, and Monk needed this buff.
Okay, monk was fine, but it was but that buff was kind of really good. Like, I don't know, but the thing is, I don't know, because they're saying their wind tackle is gonna give them 3 grease lightning stacks. But right now, the wind tackle gives them 2 tackles. So is that gonna replace the 2 tackles, or is it gonna be on top of it?
Hopefully on top of it.
It's probably gonna be on top.
You get 3 grease lightning stacks, and you're affected by your own brotherhood now?
I mean, it's easier to open chakra now, so it's way better.
Can we just really early on get a bit of hype, because we're actually getting new content, and it's 2 dungeons instead of 1 this time. So that's going to be fun. We're actually going to have content to play through now.
Yeah, but that's like the only thing that's gonna keep me good. One thing is, honestly, I'm gonna play through it for like, I don't even know if I'm gonna play through it, but like after I play through it, I'm gonna play through it and then wait till like whenever it comes out. That's the thing that I want to see. This will be the thing that keeps me playing.
And we've got a new normal mode and extreme mode trial called the Jade Stoya.
When we get the buff, you get the tigers, the white ring tiger buff.
Yeah, that's the part of the new scenario, the 4 Lords. So that's coming out, including normal and extreme modes. But I'm wondering, the mount. Did you see the tiger mount?
I want that fucking mount.
I'm wondering how you get that. Will it be something to do with the primal drops? Is it going to be one of those doggies that you get?
It's gonna be a primal drop. It has to be a fucking primal drop.
It just drops from him.
That's cool. It did look like it dropped from him, because it follows the trait of all the other dogs.
Got weapons too.
That's going to be cool as well. Okay, so, if you've seen one of my favourite changes, Bard is now getting like extra changes to the music. So the performance music with Bard, you'll be able to play as not just your harp, you'll be able to play as a piano or a lute and stuff with the same instrument. That's going to be fun. It opens up so many more options of playing music as a Bard.
I'm sure that, yeah, that sounds fun. Enjoy it. I don't play it, and I'm kind of mad. I kind of now, in retrospect, I still leveled Bard, but I didn't. So eventually, I'll get there. But
Well, you've seen how much fun I've been having with it. You can probably do it in Bard anyway, because isn't it like a level 30 unlock?
it is I'm level 60, but like if I do it, I'm gonna like want to. If I do it and like it, I'm gonna want to get back to 70.
You can't play it in dungeons though.
I mean, if I do it, I'm probably gonna macro whole songs.
That too.
Yeah, I think there's a Lalafell in.
Oh, and they're changing where you can like not hear other people's stuff. Where they're changing where you can change the volume of like other people's thing. Like say you're playing your rendition, is someone's playing their like shitty rendition of the song. You can like change the volume and like mute them.
That's both good and bad though. I mean, it's good because you don't have to listen to theirs, but it's bad because if theirs is really good, you don't really appreciate it.
Well, no.
So, what are you thinking about the inventory updates? Because it'll let you stack up to 999 stackable items.
I'm gonna go back
That's
down.
about
Thank
time.
God. It's about fucking time out there. You don't understand how many same damn crafting materials I have in my inventory.
And listen to this. Your personal chocobo will now also get a new item called a saddlebag, which will unlock 70 additional items.
Yes.
They're changing the way like the inventory looks. Cause you know how we have this one like random tab, like have a tab. It's gonna be like 2 tabs with just 70.
That's cool.
On our inventory too, so that like this 3 tabs is going away. They're gonna like extend the other tabs we have. Like fit somehow. I don't know.
We've got a new UI for keyboards and controllers to make performances a bit better.
Who needs that when you come back?
Well, it's mainly for performances from the looks of it, and the 3 new string instruments will be added as well. There's also a lag between the action's motion and the sound by 0.2 seconds, so adjustments are being planned on that. The glamour commode, as it's called. So, that's what it's called. Glamour commodes can retain up to 200 glamours.
What?
Damn it, Beef.
Don't you lie to these people. Or lie to me. I will call you out.
So you convert the items to glamours and create a whole outfit.
Yeah.
And you
can use the dungeon.
Yeah.
You can take it back out. You want to use it to wear it to actually physically take it back out.
Well, that's cool though, because it means you don't have to have like an entire inventory of items floating around just in case on the off chance. Oh, I might need this to glamour. You can just throw it in there.
I'm just happy to know that we have somewhere to put all our glamour items now.
Like 200 spaces on stuff.
Yeah, my retainers can breathe a sigh of relief. I know that my boyfriend's retainer, he won't have to buy as many. He's got 4 retainers right now, and 2 of them are chock full of glamours.
Same problem I have.
So, you know, he can at least get rid of 2 of those retainers. In a way, maybe Square Enix are shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, because we don't need retainers as much, but, you know, it's
If
cool.
they really want to make us happy, they would have made the inventory space for glamours like huge.
It kind of is huge.
It's gonna all be just for crafting. Then I'll probably do crafting for that space.
Yeah, my retainers at the moment, I have one that's full of crafting stuff, but I only really keep the high end. I don't bother with any of the lower crafts, so when someone comes to me with like anything level 50 or below, I have to go out and actually farm that stuff. It's a bit of an annoyance, but it's what I've had to do at the moment. But it's cool that you can like glamour an entire outfit now. I think it's a very similar way to, you know, when you've got your squadron in your grand company and you can glamour them. It's a bit like that, because you can put the user interface is almost identical to it, in which you get little miracle plates, as they're called, and you can put your entire item on it. Or at least that's what I'm seeing from the screenshots that they've added. There's the miracle dresser, which is your furniture item, which they'll probably make a craftable furniture item for free company houses and stuff, which is going to make the house even more useful. We're probably going to have it on our upstairs floor, because not many people go there at the moment. and it makes more sense for it to be up there. Okay, so the patch itself is called Rise of a New Sun. The main scenario sees us back in Doma, where we get Hien, Yugiri and Gosetsu back, and there is a new beast tribe as well. Yeah, yes beef. There is the new beast tribe as well, which involves the Anyata and the snake people, the Vera snake people. They did tell us really early on that one of the beast tribes was going to be crafter based, so I've got a feeling that the snake people are going to be our crafter tribe.
Plus you get their bosses.
Yeah, so you're probably gonna, it's gonna be a bit of the same vein as the Mughals, I'd imagine. Hopefully a bit like the Mughals, as you work on their beast tribe, maybe the environment will get a bit better. Because I know the Mughals one, when you start working on it, the entire foundry area around the Mughals is all damaged and everything. And as you finish and complete the quest, they make it better and you get a massive fountain and with pink stuff everywhere. So hopefully that'll be the same. You know that there's going to be a load more glamour items as well from that. Hopefully. I mean, there was from the Vanu. And, you know, you're going to get a beast tribe outfit that makes you look like a snake person. But will it have a tail? Will it change your legs into one huge taily thing? Weird, but, you know, they haven't... It's not beyond impossible. Because they did those stupid outfits for the PvP, Black Mage and Casters, didn't they? Which are like elk and stuff, where they changed the feet to weird looking ones. The Wolf Liege stuff, and the Elk Liege stuff. Is it elk? Do you remember the old PvP game, level 50?
Oh, yeah.
Where they were all animal based, and all the casters got really weird ones. So the healers...
The casters were like,
The healer got the owl, the swan.
Yeah, but they still like... They look like really weird, expensive clothes, but there.
They did, but the legs were like, if you looked at the legs on the wolf ones for Black Mage, the legs were like dog legs. They were that strange thin bandy shape with a little bit extra. And if you looked at the top, and the bottom leg gear for the Scholar and Summoner ones, they were based around Fawn and the deer. So the legs were like hooves. And the bottom had a huge like butt on it and a tail sticking out. So it may be that they give you the snake gear. Or they just might give you the top and bottoms that they get.
So, do you think it's bad that the only PvP gear I liked was the Garrosh stuff that came out?
Not really, because at the moment PvP gear is fully glam, isn't it?
There's the PvP set coming out.
I haven't seen that. Oh god, I've just flicked through and I've seen the emerald. The emerald carbuncle and the topaz carbuncle hooded scarf. They kind of look cute. No, they're the actual items. Physical items that you can get from the Japanese e-store. Currently. And there also seems to be some form of knockoff of Lego, where they're building a chocobo and a Moogle. And then they showcased the Shiva statue, you know, the really expensive one.
Yeah, the one that just got back in stock that I actually might buy. It comes with the diamond dust.
You're not the only one that might buy it. I think not Weeby. Moxie's gonna buy it eventually. Possibly. I know he said he really liked it, so, you know.
Nice statue.
He might buy it, or someone might buy it for him, I don't know. Let's not dwell on these things, shall we? before I end up making promises that become.
I want to see like a big Rogan and like diamond machine with like a killer.
Is that why you changed back to Rogan?
No, I just went to Rogan because I was like, that was fun.
Well, you were always a Rogan at heart, Beef. That's how I first knew you, a Roganin. And then you were a dragon person for a little bit. And then you changed to Lalafell for 2 days, and I got a screenshot of you with Lalafell.
You never posted it, you're lying. You would have posted it by now.
I have screenshots, Beef.
You would have posted it by now. You have no proof.
I promise you I will post them when I find them. I'll get them all off my PS4 and I will post them. I might even edit this video and post them publicly. Edit the video after the stream's over and post this big Lalafell picture of you.
You can use blackmail. That's horrible.
I can and will. Especially when it involves posting pictures of cute Lalafell. Speaking of Lalafell, Tread, you're Lalafell. You're probably one of the only free company Lalafell anymore. Oh, Tread's muted his mic because he's eating. But yeah, Tread's one of the only Lalafell in the free company. So there is that.
Yep.
Hey, I like my Lalafell army while it lasted. But then everybody changed and people grew up, you know. Kids left the house and Mummy's living alone now with... I have to put it with Mox on my own. Actually no, I have to put it with you, Beef. So, new content. Let's go over the Hell's Lid. Have you seen the Hell's Lid? The new dungeon?
I'm more concerned about Fractal Continuum hard mode because I saw... What was that weapon? I forgot the name of the weapon. Like,
but Fractal Continuum hard mode is just like, it's a rehash dungeon. Fractal Continuum was a bit of a rehash dungeon with all the original coil stuff thrown in there, and the aesthetic was rather similar. And now it's just another rehash again.
When are we getting relic weapons?
We probably won't get relic weapons until like 4.3 maybe.
Oh.
But it did say that in 4.25 Eureka will tie into the new relic weapon progress. So that's why they want you to enjoy Eureka a lot. And there'll be very, very strong notorious monsters to fight in a completely new system different to Diadem. It'll probably involve a free company submarine.
it looks like in Microsoft, like I think like a weapon that like it has a thing where it guards and it's like energy.
That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, and Beef, the moment that you've been waiting for. Let's talk about that train.
Phantom train.
All the bosses are my friends. There's Phantom Train, there's Guardian, whose ability is to like steal, he steals moves from other bosses. And then like apparently he has some mechanic where he tells you like what possible he's using, what possible he's gonna use next. It looks like. And then there's one boss, I forgot the name, but it's like a painting and it has like I don't know on main 6 it has like a good side like evil side or something like that. And then I think there was like a light side that there was another that was like a dark.
So that's going to be probably in the new raid, the tier Omega Sigmascape.
Yeah.
What's the betting that you're going to get to suplex a train?
I mean, it'd be really cool.
Well, it was like an iconic moment.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it.
What are the odds that you're gonna suplex this train then?
I'd say about 70%.
Beef?
I don't know. They do love their nostalgia. That was pretty fun. So,
But how are we gonna get it? I mean, are we gonna summon a giant Acon to do it for us, or are we actually gonna grow big and suplex a train?
yes, sir. The boss is called Chatternook, and it has a goddess form. That's
Oh, okay then.
then there's the final boss.
What if it's like combined effort and everybody, like, and there's like a huge message, super flex.
That was like an active time maneuver.
Yeah.
Button to suplex the train.
Yes.
I do like that the Omega stuff so far that we're seeing is throwing all these new mechanics at us. Instead of I think I was a bit disappointed.
Like number 8-2, I think it was. Oh wait, 8-6. Whatever the part of every part of Alexander, we had to fight the boss in the row.
Yeah,
In the train and all those.
I was a bit disappointed mainly because
Be like that. Because it looks like you walk through the train to fight it. So it looks like you go inside the train and walk through it. It looks like it might be something like that where you fight like multiple, fight the train and like go to the train and fight. It looks like something like that.
during the coils in Alexander, the coils, you know, you can't really be disappointed with because they were the first big raids, so all the mechanics were fresh and new. But I was a bit disappointed with Alexander. The only real thing that they added in those raids were the active time events, which weren't really incredible. It wasn't like a massive mechanic change or anything. But they seem to be adding a lot more cool mechanics with these new Omega stuff, because we've got all the extra items and abilities that they give us, like that.
The action thing. That's like the gimmick now.
Yeah. It's not. It's actually quite. I like it though, because the way that they've hotbarred it on the PlayStation and stuff.
Well, I play on PC, so I have to keybind it to something. And I keybind it to like my mouse button, like one of my extra mouse buttons.
They automatically keybind it on console to the R3, and then clicking your right stick.
I think mine is mouse button. My middle button on my mouse is my action button.
Yeah. I think it's a cool idea though. I like it. It just adds an extra dynamic to the fight. But it does mean that people who aren't very good at the fight, they get worse. I know as soon as we got the Lakshmi EX, if you remember, everybody started with their macros of use Vril.
Lakshmi EX was easy. It's just there was so much dumb stuff you could die to.
And the fact that most people initially don't know how to use the Vril properly. And some people still don't know how to use the Vril properly. They do kind of like overexert the Vril, so you know full well when it's coming because it's
So much Vril. Oh, you never run out of Vril in Lakshmi.
everything starts flashing, so you sort of know, oh, it's all flashing. I have to use Vril now.
Screen covered in colors, then Vril's probably up somewhere if it's bad.
Yeah, or if the arena is filled with an AoE that you can't dodge, you've got to use Vril.
Like, when I know to use Vril, is she glowing blue and black?
Yeah. We need to clear the ultimate Bahamut at some point as well. We need to set some time and actually do that.
It's some time to do Savage. That's how we unlock ultimate Bahamut. What?
Yeah.
that too. We need more people though, because most of our free company people aren't online.
We haven't even done most. We've done the Savage.
Well, yeah, because most people haven't been online. I like doing it as a free company. That's the way we did all the other Savages. If you remember. Right, what haven't we talked about? The Jade Stoya and the dogs. We've sort of touched on that.
How do you not talk about Kefka? Why are we not talking about Kefka right now?
Because that's at the very end. We don't know much about that.
I don't know much about the clowns, except we faced them in one Final Fantasy game.
The only thing we know about the clown is it appeared right at the very end of the trailer.
I'm gonna speak on the clown.
Speak on the clown then.
Why would Sid do anything to fucking invoke the clown coming back? Why the fuck is he here?
What happens is, okay, because you know Omega's thing is like, oh, I'm just taking people freeze and make them reality in my ultimate battle Final Fantasy arena. So I can find an ultimate opponent afford to beat the shit out of everybody. That's like Omega's whole story. It was like, he came to Heidelin, he bodied Bahamut, and he went to sleep. He woke up, bodied Shinryu, and he decided, I'm gonna make something strong enough for me to fight. That's like his whole story.
Yeah, because when you see the trailer, there's like a whole roulette thing going on in the background, isn't there? And you see a roulette thing of all different enemies fluttering by.
I think, I'm guessing like one of the, Kefka has to be a story. It has to be a story about Kefka, and that's why Kefka's being made. Same thing Omega. Omega was apparently a story about so-and-so. So apparently somewhere in 14, there's a fairy tale about a mad clown guy named Kefka. And
Maybe it's one of those Easter eggs we haven't found yet, because there's a load of books and stuff that everybody runs past in like the library. And
what was the 03 boss? I can't say her name, but starts with H. She's in Omega is considered a guardian figure.
yeah, there are a load of books on the floor that people don't really read during dungeons. They just sort of walk right past them. So there may be a clown legend there that we've missed.
And of course, his savage version will be the Tower of God.
Yeah, we'll get that to there eventually.
That they're making the savage fights are like, I'm happy that the savage fights now are giving like an extra phase, because I'm awesome.
I'd like a little extra from the savage fights though.
Oh, have you not seen the XIV? That fight looks super amazing. Can't wait to do that fight.
Oh, the new PvP as well.
Oh, well, it's not really, it's a new map. It's a new map.
It's not just a new map though.
Tower training grounds.
It's a new map, it's a new party system, and it's with new rules.
For rank play, yeah.
You've got 6 versus 6 party system, and you can set your own little emblem and stuff for your 6 versus 6, and then you've got the rules that have changed slightly to make the game shorter.
The maps are preferred.
The new map's nice though, because it's a Crystal Towers one.
Yeah, it's Crystal Tower theme. The actual
I like the aesthetic of the Crystal Tower though, because I remember playing it through for the first time when it first came out and stuff, and it was so beautiful. It's nice to know it's coming back and they're putting some effort into it. Do you think though we will see any Dissidia Final Fantasy items pop up?
yeah, I don't really care.
Because Ishtola is going to be playable. Oh well, not playable, they said, but it will be playable eventually in that game. So will we see anything from that, do you think?
The city is just a hodgepodge of all my
It is, but you know, there's an underlining story to that.
I don't think so. Because it's about like light and chaos. Like 14 doesn't even have every light character doesn't have like a chaos counterpart.
Yeah,
11 is the game. 11
it's a bit like Soul Calibur, really, isn't it? How the story of Soul Calibur is this sword. Dissidia, there's a story about your dark side and stuff. So do you think we'll see anything like glamour wise from that in maybe our game?
I don't think glamour that would be is the other Final Fantasy characters don't have.
That'd be cool though, in a dark form.
The dark form would just be the villains. Like, the only thing that'd be is like the villains costume, but that'll only be it. But,
And
Final Fantasy glamour stuff from other characters, I don't see them.
what's the betting that we'll get a plush chocobo coming out in Sid's outfit?
Oh, we're definitely getting that End of Omega as a mini.
And
End of Omega, little chocobos.
Well, that little chocobo without the outfit on is a minion that you get if you purchase the chocobo plushie in the store, the real chocobo plushie, and it's a code. So what's the betting that we might get a real chocobo plushie with Sid's outfit on?
Probably.
Because that'd be cute. I know I would buy that one. Definitely buy that one.
Like that thing is like made to be a plushie. So like all.
They did kind of foreshadow that right at the start when it comes out of the liquid and they're like, oh, that thing looks like a plushie. If you remember.
I remember like Jessie freaked out about it because she was all about marking it as like the mascot for Ironworks.
And then Sid goes and puts an outfit on, or Jessie goes and puts an outfit on it. So it's gonna be a mascot. You've got the new Allegan tombstones of mendacity.
Yeah, they're making uncapping.
Yeah, and you've also got a new thing in the gold saucer, a fashion checker.
Oh, the thing that's already been in WoW called Trial style.
Yeah. So you kind of just have to get approved from him and get some stuff.
Like, I remember when they did it on the live play, Yoshi got like a 40 on it. Like the score was a 40 out of 100, and he still got like 10k MVP. I'm like, yeah.
That'll make the Fenrir mount a little more fun to get, rather than grinding for years and years.
I could have had that mount sometime, but I keep spending my MVP on something.
I bought the damn card. I bought the 1 mil card just because nobody I knew had it.
I don't think that card's even that good.
It isn't. I just wanted it. I could have had the Fenrir as well, but you know, I stick to my Odin mount. I'm happy with that because it flies.
Like, we're very memey, but next time I'll be sure to buy Fenrir. I'm like halfway there now, I think.
You've got the turtle, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, the turtle. I love the flying turtle.
The spinny flying turtle. So, what are your thoughts, everybody, on future Final Fantasy content? What do you think would be a good improvement? Weeby.
So, let's see, big improvement. They would keep nerfing classes that don't need to be buffed, like Dragoon don't need to be buffed, because people complain about Dragons not doing enough damage, but they can't even do their own rotation. So, oh well.
Thing about Dragoon rotation, so like they made it easier to do.
Dragoon rotation, because I'm leveling it up now, is very easy because not only do you...
No, it got easier. The thing, it was harder because what happened is the timers didn't match up.
Yeah, but now, if you get your first Wheeling Thrust or Fang and Claw, after that you can do the other one that you didn't get the first time, and buff your Dragon Blood twice. I mean,
the thing is, you'd have to you'd be really hard pressed. Sometimes you run out of blood of the dragon in the liver before you get to finish stuff.
Yeah, and now you can't really run out of blood of the dragon because it stays for like 30 seconds after that.
Like, they nerfed heavy thrust, but buffed the damage to everything else. Compensate for the nerf on heavy.
Yeah, but Gear Goggle was nerfed a little bit as well. But now that also became a free attack, so it doesn't cost any.
It's just free damage.
Yeah, it used to cost Dragon Blood, and now it doesn't. So now it's just a free hit. Yeah, pretty much. But that's nice. I liked that part.
Yeah, that was done when that was done.
I want White Mage buff. White Mage has to be a bit better because traditionally White Mage is your proper healer. It's your let's heal big numbers healer, and now it's just a joke as it stands. Astrologian is a gimmick. It's a really fun character to play and it's really, really pretty, but it also needs something. The new cards were nice though, and they are beautiful to use.
They're busted. The lady are busted. What do you mean? Good, they're busted. They're so good.
But they're fun to play with as well because they're really pretty. But then you've got Scholar, which is going to become like god tier healer now.
Wait, only one of each? What? And they nerfed the fuck out of this. Oh,
What's up?
I didn't realize you need to do one of each.
Yeah. What about Samurai? Can we buff that to make it work?
Make it like do something?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice.
I remember when you said that Samurai's gonna be a god to your DPS. Look what happened now.
It kind of is though, but only single target. It was.
Not at all. Samurai was only good when someone first came out.
Yeah.
They buffed everything else, so Samurai serves no purpose. Because Samurai's whole thing is, I bring no utility but big numbers. But they buffed everyone else's numbers, so now it's like, why would I bring a Samurai no utility when I get utility and numbers that are comparable to Samurai?
But from the very start, I did say that you can't really bring two more Samurai into any high end.
Can't run two of anything in a progression. Well, can, but not. You can run two. You can run whatever you want in the progression group.
That's mainly for the limit break though. It's two of everything.
Anything in the world first group.
Yeah, mainly for the limit break because the limit break has to fill up quicker.
The thing is that plus with the monk buff they just had, monk now with I think the number people come on the numbers and like a monk, the same gear as a samurai. A monk should do more damage now with these monk buffs. Like
that's kind of cool because monk needed more.
kind of dumb because they're not supposed to.
But I like monk. Monk's better than samurai. Samurai was just to to give something for the weeaboos.
Monk is competitive.
Listen, you're gonna play monk and you're gonna fucking love it.
Yeah, samurai was just so the weebs had something to level up to make them feel.
Ninja, which is literally the best melee to get.
Ninja, I remember Ninja was crap.
Ninja was great since release. What are you talking about?
Ninja was awful.
Ninja was amazing.
Ninja was absolutely awful, beef.
When Ninja came out, they replaced Dragoons. Are you serious? They had to buff Dragoons so people would play them.
Yeah, but Ninja is not good.
It's literally the best melee DPS right now because it's like monks. Okay, buff physical damage. Okay, hey ninjas. What do you buff, ninjas? Oh, you buff all damage from everybody.
So do bards.
Think a ninja.
So do bards and machinists. If you can bother playing
Bards
the machinist.
Bards buff crit. Machinists, I gotta read my stuff. But fucking ninjas just trick attack. Everyone's damage just increased.
Think about it this way. Monk is most likely gonna have a raid spot, like all the time guaranteed now, because of this buff.
If Samurai's raid spots are like Samurai made raid spots are say like, hey, we're friends, right? I'm a Samurai.
Well, at least the Heaven's Ward box art is going to come a bit more true now, because Stormblood was all about the monk anyway. So it's nice to see it get some love, just because of it being the sort of icon class of this gen. You know.
Amigo.
It didn't quite work with Dragoon though, did it, during Heaven's Ward? Because during Heaven's Ward, Dragoon wasn't amazingly overpowered, and now they're maybe sort of thinking,
Power now, it's still not as good as Ninja
or Monk.
Wait, what?
It's not as good as Monk.
Listen, Dragons are really good at floor tanking.
Dragoons have always been good at floor tanking. I vow that in 5.0 they better give Dragoons that fucking little pet.
That'd be so awful.
Baby Wyvern.
Dragoons bitching about that. That's gonna be awful.
Baby Wyvern pulls everything before you want it to.
Calm down. I'll go play Final Fantasy 11. That's what they need to do.
Pulls everything when you don't want it to. Oh dear.
Oh, another thing I'm excited about. Warrior is getting more DPS.
Oh,
And
Dark
yes,
Oh my god.
Dark Knight's getting buffed too.
Dark
That's
Knight's
great.
real. Like, it got like I loved Blackest Night at first, until I realized that I could either use Blackest Night or I could do more damage. I'm gonna do more damage. Like, I'd rather like attack than use a global one than use the Blackest Night. Blackest Night in raids. I'll just use my regular stuff. And plus, the animation of Black Knight so long sometimes, to where like you'll think you cast in time, but you didn't, because it has a long stupid. You gotta like, I have the power, put your sword in the air. Like,
I remember the. I know that Phoebe doesn't play.
Still sucks, and Dark Mind still sucks.
When Phoebe plays Dark Knight, she doesn't use Grit either, because doesn't like that DPS loss. So she ends up having to like overcompensate for all the DPS that she's doing because she's not really getting as much aggro.
Just like making healers struggle.
Never made me struggle. I'm usually the one that pulls her out of trouble anyway. Rescue for the win.
That's okay.
Rescue has like
plenty of tanks off the side of the edge. That's great.
I've pulled many people off the side of the edge as well when they annoy me. If you remember Beef, when we started farming Lakshmi EX.
Yes, I remember.
And Dread definitely remembers.
I was there. Legitimately, we wiped, and Beef was like threatening you not to do it, and all I see is his body being dragged off the screen.
It wasn't Beef that was dragged off that time. The funniest one was the guy that was messing around during like our first wave, and he annoyed us all to the point where I decided I'd had enough and I dragged him off the edge, and Beef started screaming because he didn't know what was happening.
The stupid fucking bard when we were doing the what was it? It was the
Lakshmi X.
No, not the Lakshmi X. It was the one that has the weekly cap where we can only get one gear and that's it.
Oh, the Omega.
Yeah, the Omega run.
Yeah, and wasn't that the bard that was having a go at you as well?
Yes, he was having a go at me because he was having a go at you, and I told him to fuck off.
So yeah, I dragged him off the edge.
And then you killed yourself by pulling him off the edge.
Yeah, and then Beef started hysterically screaming, "What the hell just happened?"
And then the healer revived you, and we left the bard dead on the floor for the whole fight.
And then he quit out, didn't he? He bitched out.
Yeah, he left.
That wasn't even the extreme mode either.
The funny part is, he got a bard replaced with him, and he was 10 times better.
Yeah, because he was actually doing it right.
You remember that now? That was dumb.
Wait, I think it was a bard, but it could have been a machinist, but still, he was doing his job 10 times better than the bard.
Either way, I still remember Beef's reaction of, "Oh damn, what happened? What the hell happened? You didn't just do that!" And I'm like, "Yes, Beef, I did. I did that. And I will always do that." Rescue. Rescue only really has two functions. Pulling party members that you don't like off the edge to their death, and petting Lalafell.
No, and also saving me. Remember the time during the Binding Course of Bahamut, I made one almost fatal mistake and then you pulled me away.
Yeah, I guess. It has that as well.
It has that.
But that's its normal function.
Yes, that's the normal function.
That's what it was made for.
Low IQ.
That's what it was made for. What it wasn't made for is petting Lalafell and pulling people off the edge, which is more fun than rescuing people.
I know. I love to do that when people piss me off, though. Just like people who continue to think they're the best and all that, and then you just watch them die.
Arrogance is their own downfall. Meaning their downfall is annoying me and me pulling them off the edge.
Meaning healers are now the most scariest thing in the game right now. Piss them off and they'll pull you off the edge.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, fuck that. Piss me off. I'll just use shirk on you and have you take aggro from the boss.
Nah, you know, here's the thing. You have to do that on a DPS. If it's a healer, they can just heal through it and they'll be a better team.
Or, if they're a healer, they can just drop aggro.
think they are.
Yeah, but all healers have got an aggro dropping move, so
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
it's not as effective because they just drop aggro and the next top DPS will probably get it. But whereas me, I can do that on anyone. No matter what your class, you're coming off the edge if I don't like you.
Oh yeah, I'll just dash her to the boss. Whatever.
Unless you have like, yeah, a dash move. And you can do that really quickly. Or if you're in sprint, you can also stop the drag. But most people don't know they're being dragged until it's too late.
You don't expect the heroes to troll the fuck out of them. That's what.
It's not trolling.
So the person that I played with transferred to an EU server, and they were remaining paladin. Paladin's getting nerfed next patch.
They are nerfing. They're nerfing Paladin's damage. Paladin's damage was too fucking high. Are you serious? Paladin damage was ridiculous.
They were ridiculous from the start because they had their new ability, didn't they? The one that's
Holy Spirit.
yeah, that
They
one.
also had
Like
a new AoE ability. They also had the ability to block spells now, which is
It wasn't that. It was the Holy Spirit mainly.
how Paladins work.
yeah, I know, but
I'm like, cool.
if
You
you
just-
take a look at all the bosses in the game, most of them have a magic attack. They barely have any physical. They'll rarely do a physical.
You just spam Holy Spirit and Riot Blade combo, and that was it for Paladin.
Yeah,
As soon as the patch
the fact
dropped.
that if they gave him DPS, he probably would have still been a god healer,
They have so
god tank. But
they have so many damage reduction spells. It's like I can't see you do progression without having it. Like I don't like. I only see Warrior and Dark Knight for speed run. Like, well, they were until you realize Paladins were. But like, I don't see you doing progression without Paladin because Paladin has like save dumb shit, save people from dumb shit. Like cover, intercept, fucking wings. They just do so much to save a raid.
And they have the heal. On top of all that, they can heal for quite substantial as well.
It's 1200. It's the same as the Warriors, so it's like a 1200 heal.
But the Warriors isn't quite like, it's not as,
The Warriors has a.
yeah. It's not as consistent, that's for sure.
I'm not sure I could Warriors use Bloodbath still.
No, I don't think they do.
DPS now.
Bro, like Bloodbath was god tier for Warrior. You just
But they did
built
give
in-
Cyclone a passive that absorbs they gave still Cyclone a passive that one of the Warrior.
yeah, Steel Cyclone.
That
Well-
makes it pretty much like you're having Bloodbath on it. It now like heals you for damage done.
but
So
they
they-
said they're lessening it.
No, they should not. It already heals you for so little. If you want to get a substantial amount of healing, you'd have to pull like massive amounts.
Say for
Yeah.
big pulls, you still Cyclone, maybe with the clairvoyance on.
It says right here, for DPS, both Warrior and Dark Knight will increase. For Warriors, we are lower the effective Storm's Eye a little.
Ability. I have no idea what the fuck that means. I'm so happy. Like increasing Dark Knight's view ability.
So, I mean, they're just probably making them more versatile?
Probably because I think they changed. They make Dark Passenger not garbage because Dark Passenger is absolute ass. I'm hoping that they make Dark Mind. The Dark Mind is a DPS cooldown only for magic attacks, and I don't like that. So I hope it's used.
What really makes me upset that my true endgame is going to be PvP, because that's what happened. I did PvP solo before I came to Ultros.
That's mainly because of lack of content though.
I'm just waiting for Eureka. Eureka's gonna be in my endgame hunt.
Hopefully we'll, Eureka will bring all the content back, because at the moment, Stormblood's been quite stale.
Stormblood had a really good launch though, despite
did?
West Wall.
You are not there for Robot.
Yeah,
Extreme, that was true endgame.
Stormblood had a horrible launch.
True endgame happened to level 60 when you got the Ralph and Pippin. People were paying other people to take them to the other aetheryte crystal in
I
Europe.
know. But I meant like after the issue about the what was it, Cold Steel or whatever it was?
Both of them. It was the Raubon and then it was the Pippin. If you managed to get past Raubon, you still had the Pippin wall.
Yeah, the Pippin wall.
For me, I was fuck this. I took off work. I am gonna fucking do this. And like I remember when I got through one day and it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. You know, now people get, and I happened to get through. I'm like, yes.
But you have to realize Stormblood. That's just only because of how popular Final Fantasy was.
No, it wasn't entirely.
Yeah, it wasn't entirely that fault, but a major problem was that a lot of people who stopped playing came back. A lot of people who were playing World of Warcraft or trying the game for the first time because Stormblood was just being overly hyped and caused a lot of stress.
On top of the whole, we're only going to let a trickle of people through to this. On top of that.
But if you think about it, if they didn't do that, the problems would have been a lot worse. Servers would have been down consistently. People wouldn't even be able to do anything else. They had to put something on it. It's just like,
It was very, very frustrating at the time.
It was very frustrating. But as soon as you got past
so
that,
bad, like the duty finder went down. It was like, ugh. Like you couldn't even queue for things. Like people were like hitting 70 through PvP, and that's before they nerf PvP to where you only get the big chunk if you win PvP match down.
Yeah, but then you did get a lot of people AFK in PvP.
yeah.
Because doesn't matter where you lost, you got a big chunk of EXP.
Yeah.
That was like level ultimate.
So they kind of had to make it so that if you won, because it stops the people that were AFK in it. But still, people AFK'd it for that smaller amount of EXP.
But it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, we've had a rather enlightening conversation. I'm gonna have to wrap this one up now, so everybody can say bye bye.
Bye.
Weeby? Weeby's died. Weeby's not saying.
No.
Bye. We was like done.
So Beef needs to go get coffee. Tread needs to go sleep.
I need to go die somewhere is what I need to go.
You did well to last this long without dying completely.
I ain't anything. Why do you always bring up the lewdest of things?
Shush Beef. Anyway, thank you for watching, the 2 people that watched this. And yeah, there's going to be more of these, with maybe better graphics when I can actually get the system to work right. It took a while to get the little Discord add-on, but yeah. I will see you all in the next one.